Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my channel Learn Math with Sayyid Ali. Today we have a question by email from one of my student regarding a grain silo is a cylindrical structure with a hemisphere at the top. How many gallons of paint is required to paint the silo from outside? If 1 gallon of paint covers 400 square feet, the height of the cylindrical part is 25 feet and diameter is 13 feet. So here we have combination of two structure, right? One is the cylindrical part, which is this, and as the hemisphere, cylindrical part, the top is hemisphere, right? Hemisphere is semicircle, right, by the way. So if hemisphere is semicircle means half of the solid sphere, right? So it's given that the cylindrical part is 25 feet tall or high and the diameter is 13 feet. If diameter is 13 feet, if I write it here, diameter is 13 feet, then the radius is half of it. So the radius of this hemisphere will be, so I will write it here, radius is equals to half of 13, that is 6.5 feet, right? So the two figures are here, right? One is cylindrical part, one is hemisphere. Hemisphere is half of the sphere. Taking the advantage of this question, we will also deal with the volume of the hemisphere because we never have any lecture on volume of hemisphere. It's just for, it's not in your grade like grade 8, but it's just a thing that we have come across here, that the volume of the hemisphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So hemisphere is half of it, right? This is sphere, sorry. So this is volume of a sphere and hemisphere is half of it. So half of it means it will be 2 by 3 pi r cube. This is volume of a hemisphere. It's just for your educational purpose, that if you come across volume of the sphere or volume of the hemisphere, you know that what does it mean. Hemisphere, right? P-H-A-R-E. Hemisphere is this. Hemisphere is half of sphere, right? So now what we have to see, we have to find out surface area. It's not related here, but we have to see the surface area. So come to the question that the surface area of the hemisphere, is 4 pi r square. This is surface area of the hemisphere. But I have, this is sphere, right? Surface area of sphere. But it is hemisphere, so half of it, right? So it will be 2 pi r square. So solving this, 2 times 3.14 times radius. What is radius? 6.5 whole square. If you do this math by calculator, you will be getting 256.33 square feet. So this is your surface area of the hemisphere, right? So we are not talking about sphere. This is sphere, right? And this is hemisphere. So half of it, right? This is half of it. So we have the radius, so we can find out the surface area of the hemisphere. So second thing is that we have to find out the surface area of the cylindrical part. And here is a trick. That cylindrical part, the surface area of the cylinder, we did that it is combination of the two circles and plus cylindrical part, right? But for paint question, you can see that we cannot touch these two surface area. We can only touch the cylindrical part. So our formula was 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. So that means we are not touching this part because we cannot paint this. On the top, We have the hemisphere and the bottom is on the ground, so we cannot paint it. So surface area is only we calculated in this question by 2 pi RH. So surface area is equals to 2 times 3.14 times R, which is 6.5, 2 pi RH, right? 6.5 R, H is 25. And let us see that what does it equals to. So it is equals to, let me take the calculator and check it for you. 2 times 3.14 times 6.5 times 25, which is equals to 1020.5. 1020.5. 1020.5. This is my square feet of cylindrical part of this cylindrical structure, a grain silo, right? So this is my, now I have two surface areas, so I have to get the total surface area. Total surface area which we need to paint is 1020.5 plus 256.33, which is equals to what? 1276.83. And 1 gallon of paint covers 400 square feet. So gallons of paint required divided by 400. This is square feet. So 1276.83 divided by 400, which is equals to how much? 3.19. But if it is more than 3, we have to have 4 gallons of paint. We need 4 gallons of paint. Right? If it is a little more than 3, so we cannot say that 3 gallons of paint, but we have to have 4 gallons of paint to paint this silo from outside. So this is how we work it out. And if we have the question like find out the volume of the this hemisphere and the volume of this cylinder, we can calculate it, right? So as a B part, we can calculate the volume of this cylinder and volume of this hemisphere, right? So as I told you that hemisphere, what is volume of the hemisphere now? So second part is, I can put second part, calculate the volume of hemisphere cylinder and total volume. So these three things we have to calculate, and now we will see that what is volume of a hemisphere. So we talk about volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So volume of the hemisphere, right? Hemisphere means half of it will be equals to 2 by 3 pi r cube. So we will plug in the values and get this done. 2 by 3 pi is 3.14, r cube 6.5 cube, which turns into how much? 6.5 whole cube, right? 574.88. This is your feet cube of sphere. Now we have to see what is my feet cube of cylindrical part. V of cylinder, and V of cylinder is equals to pi r square h. So we plug in the values, 3.14 times r square, which is 6.5 whole square, times h, which is 25. And if we calculate this part by calculator, you will be getting 3316.625 cubic feet. And what is the third thing? We have to calculate the total volume of this silo, right? So total volume of this grain silo is equals to, so you need to add these two, that will be the total volume of this silo. Let me do it for you. So 3316.625 plus 574.88, 574.88. So we have 3891.50. So we have 3891.5. This is what we have in total volume of feet cube. So that's how we calculate our B part for the volume of the grain silo, which is like a hemisphere on the top and cylindrical in the bottom. But we have the cylindrical part height and its diameter. So we have the radius 6.5, and the radius of the cylinder and radius of the hemisphere will remain same because it is the part of that grain silo. So we calculate first how many gallons of paint is required for this, to paint this outside, to paint this grain silo from outside, and then we calculate the volume of the hemisphere cylinder and the total volume. So we calculate volume of the sphere. We have the formula 4 by 3 pi r cube, volume of the sphere, but hemisphere is half of it, so we did half, and then we calculated. And volume of the cylinder is still there for pi r square h. So we solved our both parts. Hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe my channel, press the bell icon button to receive another video. Thank you for watching.